Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, a Lincolnville man accused of murdering his friend appeared in court today, months after pleading not guilty.
Our David Ledford has the story.
A wholesale violation of his rights, and honestly, one of the most bungled murder investigations I've ever seen in my life.
Matthew Pendleton is accused of killing his friend and roommate Kevin Currit back in January. Waldo County Sheriff's deputies found Currit's body on the Thorndike Road in Lincolnville after Pendleton allegedly reported it himself. Ahead of his trial early next year, Pendleton's attorneys are asking the court to exclude certain evidence from the case, claiming that police held Pendleton illegally and searched his house without permission. But law enforcement say he was not under arrest at the time.
We filed some motions to have evidence thrown out. We allege that the police illegally detained Mr. Pendleton, and they held him in the back of a police car for 6 hours or so.
He was free to leave. I told him he was not under arrest, and he could have walked away at any point.
Police say they had reasonable grounds to search the property, given what they saw in clear view when they first responded.
When we got to the scene, there was 2 women in the driveway. Someone got out and spoke with them briefly. They said that Matthew Pendleton was in the house, that he was intoxicated and, by their words, talking crazy.
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Given the blood, what appeared to be blood splatter on the camper, given a potential deceased person, given the blood on the floor, I believe that it was reasonable at that time to conduct a check.
Justice Robert Murray, who is hearing the case, will make a decision about the evidence in question at a later date. Pendleton's trial is set to begin on February 8th of next year. In Belfast, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A 55-mile police pursuit ended with the arrests of 3 men yesterday. According to state police spokesperson Shannon Moss, a game warden in Lincoln witnessed a vehicle fleeing the scene of a suspected trespass and theft at the Lincoln Pulp and Tissue Mill just before 11:20 a.m. Moss says a trooper located the vehicle on Route 2 in Wynn and a high-speed chase ensued. A trooper used the pit maneuver to bring the vehicle to a stop in Haynesville at around 12:50 p.m. Moss says there were 3 people in that vehicle. 2 of the 2 passengers, 29-year-old Zachary Hitchcock of Wyndham and 34-year-old Shane Godfrey of Orient, were both charged with theft and criminal trespassing. Both of them were taken to the Lincoln Police Department where they posted bail. The driver, 32-year-old Michael Godfrey of Orient, fled the scene but was quickly located, arrested on an outstanding warrant, and taken to the Aroostook County Jail. He's also now charged with multiple offenses, including eluding, driving to endanger, and criminal speeding.
The Coast Guard is asking for the public's help as they investigate rescue hoax calls made over the course of 2 days.
My boat just ran out of gas in the middle of Portland, Maine. There's an SOS. SOS.
The Coast Guard says on Wednesday, Coast Guard Sector Northern New England Command Center received a report over VHF Channel 16 in a male child's voice stating, "My boat just ran out of gas in the middle of Portland, Maine, as you just heard. Can you send a rescue boat out to get me?" That person ends the call with SOS. However, they say it appears the caller is located in the vicinity of Burlington, Vermont, along the eastern shore of Lake Champlain. Late on Thursday afternoon, the same individual made multiple calls, first saying that their speedboat was stuck in the middle of Maine, and then 2 additional transmissions stating SOS. Coast Guard officials stress that VHF Channel 16 is only for international hailing and distress only, and making fake calls is not only a federal crime, but it puts lives at risk.
We have to treat all of these cases as a search and rescue case until we can prove otherwise. So that means, we're launching crews, people, assets, boats, etc., that potentially, may be needed for an actual search and rescue case. And they've been, diverted to respond to this hoax call that, that again consumes time, resources, puts our crews at risk.
Karakne said 2 recent similar cases in 2015 and 2021 in Maine where hoax calls were investigated resulted in the offenders being prosecuted, serving jail time and paying significant fines. If you recognize this voice and have information regarding the above incidents, you are asked to contact the Sector Northern New England Command Center. That number on your screen, 833-449-2407.
Well, mill workers are planning to go on strike. Over 50 members from 2 different unions are commencing strikes in the coming weeks at Woodland Pulp in Baileyville. Members from the International Association of Machinists and Service Employees International Union, or SEIU, are protesting in the name of more reliable job standards and job security. The union members say they are seeking what they call a fair contract, and they're pushing back against a new job classification that would aim to replace several different positions. The International Association of Machinists Union has also filed grievances against Woodland Pulp with the National Labor Relations Board over what they claim was, quote, bad faith bargaining. The union says the strike will commence Saturday, October 14th at 12:01 a.m. unless they see significant change.
The election is right around the corner, and there's guidance available for people struggling to decide where they stand on issues. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard spoke with the Secretary of State to learn more about one resource available to help voters make informed decisions.
Under the law, we're required to provide objective, nonpartisan materials so that voters can make their own choices about the election. The Citizens Guide is a perfect example.
The weeks and months leading up to elections are often filled with campaigns on both sides of political issues, which don't always give you the most accurate, objective information. The Maine Citizens Guide to the Referendum Election is a free resource from the Secretary of State's office, published before every election with the goal of educating voters free from partisan slants.
All of the questions are there, as well as explanations of the questions, the legal language that the questions will implement, and the costs associated with each question. So voters have that opportunity to read the questions, reflect on their understanding of what the question is asking, and what their opinion or values lead them to do.
Referendum-only elections typically don't garner the same voter turnout as legislative, gubernatorial, congressional, or presidential elections. But Secretary Bellows says this year there's quite a bit on the ballot.
There are 4 citizen-initiated referendum questions on the ballot and 4 legislative-initiated constitutional amendments to the Maine Constitution. So there are 8 questions. That's a lot. It certainly gives voters lots of choices and lots of issues that they can weigh in on.
Election Day is Tuesday, November 7th. For a link to the Maine Citizens Guide to the Referendum Election, you can visit our website. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Political advertisements, especially around an election, can be overwhelming to some, and there are often misconceptions surrounding the content and scheduling of political ads. According to the Maine Association of Broadcasters, there are many federal laws and regulations restricting radio and television broadcasters when it comes to how they handle political ads. Normally, broadcasters can edit or reject advertisements if they don't meet content or copyright guidelines. However, Tim Moore, the president of the Maine Association of Broadcasters, says stations are legally not allowed to edit or modify political ads in any way, and they are required to sell the ad space at their lowest possible rate.
Broadcasters do not have the freedom to edit in any way, shape, or form the content of a political ad, and that comes down sometimes to mild swearing. Any complaint is, whether it's factual or whether it's some other inconsistency or a problem with the ad that the consumer sees or hears, their problem is with the campaign and not with the don't shoot the messenger, basically.
Moore adds that any political ad is required to have a disclosure within it telling you who is paying for that ad.
Surrounding communities are rallying behind a Sedgwick native battling a tough disease. Our Matthew Duransic has the story.
Jennifer McCall has struggled with fatigue over the past 5 years, but she says in the past 2 years, her symptoms have been unbearable. Some blood tests found that her iron levels were really low and that she was bleeding internally. After McCall underwent an endoscopy and colonoscopy, doctors made an alarming discovery.
A colonoscopy discovered that I have colon cancer. I had a large tumor.
After McCall underwent surgery to remove the tumor in a large part of her colon, she immediately started chemotherapy and immunotherapy treatments. Her condition forced her to close her business, Hearthstone Forest Preschool, a staple in the Sedgwick community. But this isn't her first time fighting cancer. 9 years ago, she battled and overcame breast cancer.
My experience with breast cancer helped me settle into the news that I had cancer more readily than the first time around.
LL Freeholly's co-owner Michael Rosny's relationship with McCall stems back to when his son Jasper attended her preschool. After learning of her second bout with cancer, he decided to take action.
We really figured that it was time that we sort of do something to help her out.
Rosny and his wife Michelle decided they'd host a Burritos and Bonfire fundraiser for McCall Friday afternoon. Participants could make a donation of any amount in exchange for a burrito. The proceeds will be given directly to McCall for her preschool and treatments.
This is overwhelming. Okay. I definitely felt overwhelmed with the support. This would have been the 20th year of the school. The school's closed now, but when I found out about the benefit, I was just overwhelmed by that.
McCall says each donation, no matter how big or small, makes a difference.
It's amazing. I'm just really thankful to all the parents. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you, I love you, I love you.
In Sedgwick, Matthew Juroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Definitely someone who's made a difference in a lot of lives in her community. So glad to see people just rallying around her and trying to make a difference for her,
She's
too.
definitely getting that back tenfold.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks, let's go ahead and peek outside and get a first check of our forecast.
All right, Beth, thank you. Your first weather is brought to you by Driveway Maintenance Paving with over 30 years experience in paving and seal coating. We offer quality work at affordable prices, and we have some nice temperatures today. The average high is near 60. We did that today in most locations. Tomorrow will be about the same, followed by a bit of a change getting in here Sunday into Monday. But overall, not a bad day today, and it will not be a bad day tomorrow at all either. As the low is over here, it's just far enough away to keep the rain showers away today. That gave us a pretty nice day across our region, but we do have issues as more rainfall is on the way. This is actually going to come back this way. That is going to join it and bring us some weather probably Sunday night into Monday morning around here. Our forecast though tonight though is mostly clear skies, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the 40s. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
That looks nice and cool. Love it.
Yes. Yeah, good overnight on the way.
You definitely need that. Alrighty, well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, electric aircraft are coming to the Knox County Airport, a first for the state of Maine.
And an iconic symbol of the Skowhegan Drive-In is getting a second chance on life. Those stories and more local news when we come right back.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I feel free to bare my skin thanks to Skyrizi. Celebrating my clearer skin my way. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. In another study, most people had 90% clearer skin even at 5 years. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Thanks to clearer skin with Skyrizi, this is my moment. There's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
You are the hero of your own story, with the strength to get through even the hardest times. And every hero has their own set of challenges. If your journey's getting tougher, you can find tips, resources, and support that'll help you find your way to better wellness. With Strengthen Me, it's free, anonymous, and confidential. To continue your hero's journey, visit strengthenme.com or dial 211.
Pro football fans, it's You Pick'em NFL, the Pro Football Challenge from Fox 22. Go to foxbangor.com, click on You Pick'em, and go to You Pick'em NFL. Make your picks, and you could be the weekly winner of either a $25 gift certificate from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor or from Chick-fil-A in Bangor. Brought to you by Mainly Eyes in Bangor, Twin City Tile in Brewer, Twin City Tint in Brewer, and Winterport Sheds. Compete all season long for the grand prize of $5,000. It's You Pick'em NFL from foxbangor.com. The Maine Black Bears take on the LIU Sharks this Saturday at 1 on Fox 22.
Corey Seager and the Rangers battle Yordan Alvarez and the Astros. Game 1 of the ALCS, Sunday on Fox.
Hello, Crapopolis!
From creator Dan Harmon comes TV's #1 new comedy.
How did I live without this?
Crapopolis, all new, Sundays on Fox.
Air travel will be taking off in a brand new direction next spring. Our Doug Banks took to the skies over Knox County Regional Airport to see what changes are coming and what the future may hold.
2 years from now, this 1941 Stearman will be flying Rockland skies alongside electric aircrafts like these.
We'll have one coming to Rockland even sooner than that, but actually have a functional network, and we want to be part of that.
Knox County Regional Airport in Owl's Head will be the first in the state to have electric aircrafts and charging ports. This plan took to the runway in 2020, with the airport getting a bump in their reserves thanks to funding from the FAA.
That allowed us to look at technology that's not traditionally funded by the FAA.
Multiple partnerships have made the use of this new technology possible. The airport partners with Cape Air, and they invested in tech company Eviation. Penobscot Island Air partnered with Vermont-based Beta Tech and California-based Picatech. Knox County Regional Airport already sees 12,000 passengers a year, and by the spring of 2024, electric vertical takeoff aircrafts will dock and charge here.
The passenger aircraft that Cape Air is looking at is actually a conventional takeoff and landing aircraft. It's just done with electric.
The days of this being seen before your trip might be a thing of the past.
It also opens up the ability for us to reach out to the rest of the state, underserved areas.
The future of aviation is making their landing here in Maine.
At Knox County Regional Airport in Owl's Head, I'm Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And I might add, that was the first time Doug ever flew in a plane, so pretty big moment for him. All right, well, meanwhile, the curtain closed for the last time at the Skowhegan Drive-In Theater last month, but an iconic piece of that drive-in will take on new life. The owner of the Sandhills Drive-In, which is located in Nebraska, has purchased the Skowhegan Drive-In's sign. Owner Edison Rednest says they've been in search of their own marquee sign for a while, and they're thrilled to repurpose this one. In an effort to keep a piece of the Skowhegan Drive-In alive, Rednest says they're keeping one side of the sign untouched.
Makes me feel very, very happy about it. You know, there's something special, something different about drive-in movie theaters, and to be a part of that, and to say that, you know, we have this sign and it's ours and it's here in the Sandhills of Nebraska. It's really, really great.
And in a new development, the owners of the Skowhegan Drive-In announced earlier tonight that plans to sell the theater have actually fallen through after the developer terminated the contract. So the Skowhegan Drive-In is back on the market for purchase.
That will make an enjoyable business venture for someone, that is for sure.
Let's hope so.
Alrighty, well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, we'll have the latest from the front lines of the war between Israel and Hamas.
And more chaos and dysfunction from the Capitol, with many lawmakers becoming increasingly pessimistic about finding a Republican speaker. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news, and Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere,
When you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow.
The quickest turnaround in the business, the Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Biden says the U.S. is making sure Israel has what it needs to respond to the Hamas attacks. This as evacuation flights for Americans in Israel have started and Palestinians have begun a mass exodus from northern Gaza after Israel's military told about 1 million people to evacuate toward the southern part of the territory. Fox's Mike Tobin has the latest from Israel.
A chaotic exodus of Palestinians from northern Gaza after Israel's military warns more than 1 million people to evacuate south. Dropping leaflets in Arabic across the territory, the clearest sign yet a ground invasion against the Hamas militant group is imminent.
They threw down leaflets saying everyone has to leave. They threw us these leaflets or else they will annihilate the area with anyone in it. What did the women do to be terrorized like this?
The United Nations warns so many residents fleeing so swiftly, so suddenly, combined with food, fuel, and water shortages, will be a humanitarian disaster. A source tells Fox News Hamas is preventing some civilians from leaving their homes, but many are braving the traffic jams to escape. Israeli officials reiterate their ultimatum, a total siege of Gaza until militants free about 150 hostages taken during the weekend raids. The Israeli military saying for the first time its forces have been operating in Gaza, conducting small-scale house-to-house searches for weapons and the missing hostages. 3 miles from the Gaza border, our colleague Trey Yingst visited the site of the music festival that was attacked by Hamas terrorists on Saturday.
This was supposed to be a joyous occasion, and it turned into a nightmare for so many. More than 260 people were gunned down here before those militants went on to the next village, slaughtering women and children.
New video shows those militants firing on porta potties set up at the weekend festival. The U.S. Defense Secretary meeting with top Israeli officials, reinforcing American support for its longtime ally.
I ordered additional assets to the region to bolster deterrence.
Across the Middle East, Friday Muslim prayers were followed by mass solidarity protests. And in Lebanon, gunmen and Israeli troops clashing along the border with Israeli Apache attack helicopters flying overhead. With the threat of opening a second front in this war, clashes continue at the Lebanese border between Hezbollah and Israel. Sadly, a Reuters news crew was hit reportedly by an Israeli shell. Cameraman Issam Abdullah was killed. 2 colleagues were injured. The Reuters organization issued a brief statement that their sad net is passing. Thoughts and prayers are with the families of all 3 journalists. In Netivot, Israel, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
Cities across the country and the world are stepping up security following calls by a former Hamas leader to join in a day of rage. Fox's Rebecca Castor has more.
Large pro-Palestine rallies erupting across the Middle East and beyond Friday as Hamas calls for a day of rage. In Iraq, Afghanistan, and Greece, protesters burning Israeli flags. In Algeria, police in riot gear pushing back the crowd. Free Palestine! Stateside pro-Palestine demonstrations continue in major U.S. cities.
I'm here today because 75 years our children, our women get killed. Our land, they take their land and they take everything.
Law enforcement across the country out in force. The NYPD ordering all officers to report in uniform on Friday the 13th. And on Capitol Hill, enhanced security measures with most lawmakers back in D.C. But the U.S. government unwavering in its support for Israel.
The United States, make no mistake about it, stands with Israel.
President Biden meeting virtually with the families of the missing and captured Americans in Israel.
We're working round the clock to secure the release of Americans held by Hamas in close cooperation with Israel and our partners around the region. We're not going to stop till we bring them home.
Israel is preparing a ground offensive in Gaza after more than 1,300 Israelis were killed when Hamas launched a surprise attack last weekend. While U.S. law enforcement remains on high alert, the FBI says there is no credible threat to the United States. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Republican dysfunction has been on full display on Capitol Hill all week long as the party struggled to unite behind a candidate for House Speaker. Now it seems the nominee may have prevailed. We go back to Fox's Rebecca Castor for that report from Washington on where things stand.
On their second day of secret votes this week, Republicans are one step closer to putting a new leader in the House Speaker role.
We'll get there. Democracy's messy.
Congressman Jim Jordan is the party's new Speaker nominee. He originally fell to Scalise in a secret ballot 2 days ago, but is back in the race.
I think I can bring our team together. That's what I've said all.
But a redemption story for ousted Speaker Kevin McCarthy is not out of the question. He was removed from the Speaker chair last week by a small group of Republicans, but some believe he's the only GOP lawmaker who could garner enough votes to win the seat back on the House floor.
I'm back with Kevin McCarthy. Since he, out of all of the folks that have thrown their hat in the ring, he is head and shoulders above the rest.
Republicans are holding off on voting on the House floor until their candidate has the votes to win. That could take some time. This vote is all about the numbers, and both parties are telling out-of-town members to get back to D.C. as quickly as possible.
Not having everyone here holds that process back.
We have now very little time, and under much more difficult circumstances because the world is on fire.
North Carolina Congressman Patrick McHenry remains temporary Speaker for now, but he has minimal power, and Congress can't vote on any legislation, including funding for Israel, until a new Speaker is elected. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the man accused of stealing Judy Garland's famous ruby slippers pleaded guilty today, but there are still many unanswered questions.
Also, it is Sports Blitz Friday, and our Tyler Cruz will be in with a preview of all the action. Exciting stuff. We'll be right back.
The world's toughest test.
That's a long way down.
Is back. Special Forces World's Toughest Test, Mondays at 9 on Fox.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty.
Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $269 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or up to $1,500 bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment, and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
Hi, I'm Tony Hafford from TC Hafford Basement Systems, the all things basement-y company. Basement waterproofing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. Since 1991, over 15,000 Maine homeowners have trusted TC Hafford Basement Systems to fix their basements. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basement-y.
It's been a great summer at Dorsey Furniture, but it's time to start thinking about fall. Our new fall introductions are arriving daily and we need to make room. This means big discounts on selected items. How big? Half off. We didn't stop with just a few items. We have marked down every item in every department. Come to Dorsey Furniture during our fall clearance sale and you won't be disappointed. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden.
Fox Wednesday, join the party. First,
celebrate Elton John.
4 new Masked Singers pay tribute to the Rocket Man. With an emotional reveal that leaves everyone still standing.
We have an icon in the building.
The Masked Singer, then.
This is Snake Oil, the show about lying.
Wait, hold on. How many have you sold?
How many have been returned? Is it real or is it snake oil?
It's the new hit Snake Oil after an all-new Masked Singer. Wednesday on Fox.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Santa Fe with America's best warranty. Lease an all-wheel drive Santa Fe for $279 a month or get 2.99% APR or up to $3,000 bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai.
The entertainment industry voices its support for Israel, Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling's first post-Barbie reunion, and more. Fox's Kristen Goodwin has the latest in the Hollywood Nation.
This doesn't make sense.
Stone gets cursed, Robbie reteams with Gosling, and stars take a stand in the Hollywood Nation. Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Jerry Seinfeld are among more than 700 celebrities and entertainment executives showing their support for Israel. They signed an open letter condemning Hamas and demanding for the safe return of hostages. The letter, which was released by the nonprofit Creative Community for Peace, also calls on the industry to not share misinformation about the war. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling are reteaming for a new project. After bringing their star power to the billion-dollar Barbie movie, the duo will reunite for Warner Brothers' upcoming Ocean's 11 prequel. The film's producer, Josie McNamara, confirmed the news in an interview with Games Radar, adding he hopes it's the start of more collaborations between the two stars.
My name is Willy Wonka.
Speaking of Warner Brothers, the studio released an extended look at Wonka featuring Timothée Chalamet as the iconic candy maven. The new footage expands on the origin story of Willy Wonka and his first encounter with Hugh Grant's Oompa Loompa. The musical arrives in theaters December 15th.
This doesn't make sense.
And Showtime dropped the first trailer to Emma Stone's new series, The Curse. She stars alongside Nathan Fielder as a newly married couple whose relationship and home improvement show is affected when they become cursed by a little girl. It premieres on streaming and on demand on Showtime and Paramount Plus November 10th, followed by its debut on the network November 12th.
Maybe this is all happening for a reason.
In Hollywood, Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Well, Netflix may be bringing experiences of its most popular shows and movies to a store near you. A report says the streaming service is planning to launch physical locations called Netflix House, which could offer merchandise, food, and experiences themed around its content. Now, Netflix has not announced where the permanent locations will be, but the locations are reportedly expected to open in the U.S. by 2025. News of potential Netflix houses comes after the company ended its DVD rental service by mail.
A man in Minnesota pleaded guilty to stealing ruby slippers used in the film The Wizard of Oz. 76-year-old Terry John Martin admitted to breaking into the Judy Garland Museum in Garland's hometown of Grand Rapids, Minnesota, and stealing the slippers. The theft happened in 2005. The FBI recovered those slippers in 2018. Martin's lawyer says his client has advanced chronic obstructive pulmonary disease.
He's on oxygen at all times when I'm at his house. If he gets up to go get us a cup of coffee, we have to wait for 1 or 2 minutes for him to catch his breath. I think he's lived a fast and loose life, and I think he's okay with what's happening now. I think he's at peace with it, frankly.
The curator of the Judy Garland Museum, however, notes that there are still several outstanding questions surrounding the theft.
We have some closure. We know at least who broke into our museum.
What are the questions that are still outstanding for you?
Well, where did they go? What state lines did they cross? Was a wealthy collector behind all this? I mean, all these things are unanswered yet.
A judge says he would likely schedule Martin's sentencing for later this year. Martin's lawyer and the federal prosecutor in the case recommend Martin not be sentenced to any prison time because of his age and poor health.
Well, the gaming industry is seeing huge and wide-reaching layoffs. Fox's Eamon Digham has the latest.
We've been seeing a series of layoffs hit the tech industry over the past few months, and gaming is no exception. And now one of the biggest game developers is shedding hundreds of jobs as it looks to improve its bottom line. Epic Games, the makers of the massive hit Fortnite, laying off more than 800 employees worldwide. In an email to employees, CEO Tim Sweeney announced the layoffs, claiming Epic has been spending way more money than they earn, while they were investing in what he calls the next evolution of the company. Sweeney also announcing Epic is selling off the website Bandcamp, a recent addition to their portfolio, which focuses on independent musicians. Bandcamp will now go to music licensor Songtradr, while their advertising arm, Super Awesome, will divest and become its own company. Other major gaming studios have already followed suit, and with inflationary pressures on the rise again, we could be seeing even more layoffs throughout the industry. Epic will still be taking their fight to Google and Apple in court over the costs associated with being in their app stores. Check out these stories and more in the Fox on Tech podcast every weekend. In New York, Eamon Digham, Fox News.
Turmoil in a lot of different labor sectors.
Absolutely. Yeah, interesting to kind of hear how all that is affecting the gaming industry too.
For sure.
All right. Well, we had a preview earlier. We're going to have our full 5-day forecast coming up next.
Stay with us, folks.
High temperatures back up near 60 again today. We'll do it again tomorrow, but then a couple changes are on the way. And when will it rain again? Details for you when I come back.
We've been in business for 31 years, and our employees and guests are like family. We've worked hard, and they've worked hard. That's why question 3 worries me. It puts our power grid in the hands of politicians. It costs $13.5 billion. That's billion with a B. Can you believe that? That could mean higher taxes for all of us. It's bad for our business, and it's bad for Maine. Question 3 is a risk Maine can't afford.
My experience with Dave's World was extraordinary from start to finish, and I have unconditionally and frequently recommended Dave's World to numerous friends. I love my Mitsubishi electric heat pumps from Dave's World. They're efficient, they're quiet, and it's been a joy. Every single solitary person I dealt with at Dave's World was world class. I'm delighted with the decision that I made. Dave's World, awesome.
You are the hero of your own story, with the strength to get through even the hardest times. And every hero has their own set of challenges. If your journey is getting tougher, you can find tips, resources, and support that'll help you find your way to better wellness. With Strengthen Me, it's free, anonymous, and confidential. To continue your hero's journey, visit strengthenme.com or dial 211.
From creator Dan Harmon comes TV's #1 new comedy.
How did I live without this?
Crapopolis, all new, Sundays on Fox.
All right, we made it. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Ford, the nice car and truck people. And let's talk about the weather out there today. Not too warm and not too cool, with high temperatures generally upper 50s to low 60s. That's a bit below average, but overall, we'll keep things near 60 tomorrow as well before a bit of a change gets in here later Sunday into Monday. High temperatures today, 58 here in Bangor, 56 for Bar Harbor, 55 for Millinocket. So again, it was comfortable. There was some sunshine that got through. It made for a pretty nice day across the region, but it was breezy, making those 50s feel cooler, right? Right now, the wind's out of the northwest around 10 miles per hour or so. This will probably stay up like this all night tonight and into tomorrow. We could see wind gusts tomorrow near 25 once again. So overall, kind of a windy stretch of weather for us, as we have lots of energy in the atmosphere around us that will keep the wind speeds around 10 to 15 miles per hour the next 2 or 3 days around here. All right, satellite picture shows the big upper level low. This is day like 6 of tracking this thing, right? Right now it's over here. It's just far enough away today to keep the rain showers away. Brought some clouds in, but the rain showers pretty much left us alone today. But that's going to change. It's going to move back this way and likely bring us some rain showers later on Sunday into Monday. That's going to combine with this system over here. There's lots of energy there, lots of moisture there, and it's moving very, very slowly. So overall, this is moving this way, and that's generally going to keep things kind of wet for us probably later Sunday into Monday before we have a nice week, probably Tuesday, Wednesday, into Thursday. But there is more rainfall in the 5-day forecast. Out there tonight, though, no worries at all. There could be a little bit of dense fog lay, most likely not. Overall, we'll call it partly cloudy skies tonight. Here's tomorrow about 10 o'clock in the morning, looking at partly cloudy skies once again. We'll likely begin to cloud over throughout the day tomorrow once again. So overall, we'll call it partly cloudy throughout the day tomorrow into Sunday as well. And then here's that low again, right? It's going to be just close enough again on Sunday to increase the cloud coverage and likely bring us maybe a couple showers on Sunday evening. It will not be an all-day rain. Don't cancel your plans Sunday, but just know there could be a couple rain showers around Sunday evening. Precipitation-wise, looks like this. Not a lot on the way. Dry tomorrow, dry through most of Sunday, followed by a couple rain showers on Sunday evening. Our forecast then tonight, though, looking at partly cloudy skies, breezy out there. Low temperatures down near 43, with a northwest breeze around 10 for tomorrow. All right, we'll take it. Partly cloudy, still breezy. That northwest wind could gust near 25 tomorrow, with air temperatures near 60. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows the story. Tomorrow, 60, partly cloudy on Sunday. Increasing clouds, though, Sunday afternoon will lead to a couple rain showers Sunday evening into early parts of Monday morning, more so overnight. And then Monday, 56, Tuesday, 57, 56 again on Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, with somewhat warmer temperatures next Thursday and Friday. Until then, though, we're pretty much stuck in the mid to upper 50s across the area. Beth?
I don't feel stuck at all. That sounds great.
That does sound pretty nice. I mean,
Yeah.
just what you want this time of year.
Absolutely.
All right, well, sports is coming right up next. Stay with us.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I feel free to bare my skin thanks to Sky Rizzy. I'm celebrating my clear skin my way. With Sky Rizzy, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. In another study, most people had 90% clearer skin even at 5 years. And Sky Rizzy is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Thanks to clearer skin with Sky Rizzy, this is my moment. There's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Sky Rizzy, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
U.S. Cellular is built for Maine. It's a network for telling inside jokes from across the country. Built for streaming your favorite song 1 more time, 10 more times. Built for capturing the moments you'll never forget. U.S. Cellular is proud to have been awarded top performing network availability in Maine, with coverage across all counties. U.S. Cellular, a network built for us.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
College football is back. So is the noise. Feel what you've been missing. College football on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Happy Friday night. It's a big night for high school football here. It's the last day of the 8-man regular season, the second to last week for classes B and C. And 11-man, I had to break out the North Face for the first time this fall, and then next week, the hand warmers are most likely making an appearance. But as everything cools down, the action heats up. We've got 6 games coming for you right now for our Friday night kickoff. We are going to start in Fairfield. Messalonskee and Lawrence going at it. Bulldogs hosting undefeated Messalonskee. Dogs up 27 at the half. They add to their lead here. It's Colton Carter taking it in for the score. A huge upset. Lawrence wins 41-6. All right, let's go over to Cameron Stadium now in Bangor. The Rams playing Edward Little. Just before the half, Jack Shook hands off to Jackson Varney. He makes a cut, takes it up the gut, and is in for the score. The Rams, they go on to win this one 42-6. It's their 4th win. All right, Herman Hawks on the road tonight visiting the Hamden Academy Broncos. Big Class C matchup, Broncos down. Nick Johnston calls his own number, and he's going to breeze into the end zone after making the man miss for 6. But late in the game, Herman pulls away. Here is Bryce Coulter, the quarterback for the Hawks. He's going to look down, and that's going to be Colvin Ham deep, who makes the grab. Herman ekes out a 22-18 win over the Broncos. All right, let's go over to historic Doyle Field now for Brewer against Nokomis. Here are the Warriors. They have a chance at the end of the half to score on 4th and goal, but the Witches defense teaming up to shut it down. That's Marcus Ballard with the catch. Witches defense stays strong. They win 19-8. That's their first win of the season. All right, over to a big 8-man matchup here down in Bucksport. Dexter Tigers down 8. Looking for the tie. Holden Gunther goes up the middle for the score, sheds the last defender and ties the game. That would make it 12-12, but here come the Bucks just before the half. It's Aiden McGuire to Connor Fitch. Fitch makes the grab and is in for the score. Down to the wire in this one. Dexter wins at the last second, 24-22. All right, up to Orono. The Red Riots trying to finish unbeaten over the Mattanock Lynx. Mattanock quarterback Jack Brewer rolls out. He buys some time and it fires to the end zone. That is Will Francis who goes up and get it. Not the first time we've seen those two link up. Riots go on to win this one. 48-8 is the final. All right, let's move on to some other scores now. Skowhegan gets a win over Gardner, 22-14. In overtime, Old Town gets their first win of the year, 6-0 over Madison. Oceanside beats York 60-40. That's a high-scoring matchup over there. Then Foxcroft Academy stays unbeaten. They beat Freeport 56-6. All right, now Holton over Ellsworth, an 8-man small, 56-28. They finished the year strong. Mountain Valley over Waterville, 68-8. MDI beats Morse by 5. That's a close one, 24-19. And then Stearns and St. John Valley will match up Saturday at 1. All right, let's shift gears and we will head up to Orono now. Maine men's hockey winning their home opener yesterday. Today, Maine women's hockey trying to do the same as they open Alphond action against UNH. Both teams are coming into this one at 2-2. We're going to pick it up in the end of the first period. It's 2-0 Wildcats. UNH on the power play, but Alyssa Rubel on the breakaway. Her point-blank shot hits the post. She just misses that one. To the second we go. UNH's Kyla Bent, a shot from the point, saved by Jordan Madison, along with the rebound chance from Danica Botero. Later, Maine threatening. Myra Saragli's shot saved by Sedona Blair and cleared away by Ray Breton. And then finally, Micah Baptiste to Breton from the point. She rips it into the net to make it 3-0 UNH. Maine scores too late, but they fall 3-2. All right, let's stay at the Alphond now. Men's hockey looking to make it 2 wins to start the year. We're going to pick it up 1-0 Maine. Harrison Scott gets it, and he is going to beat that goalie on the glove side. That's going to make it 2-1. All right, it's this, or 2-0, 2-1 now. Josh Nadeau on it with the one-timer for his second goal of the night. That one's good. That's going to make it 3-1 Maine. Same score now. This time it's Grayson Arnott. He is going to be in the perfect spot here on the shot for the rebound. That goes in. Maine wins it 6-3. They start out 2-0. All right, staying in Orono for some field hockey action. Red Riots hosting Piscataquis this afternoon. End of the first half, it's a chance on the corner for Orono, but Audra Brooks' shot is going to sail just wide. We are scoreless at the break. To the third quarter we go now. This ball is loose in front of the Pirates' goal, but that is kicked away by Abby Beckwith. Kerrigan Wilson, a chance that is kicked away again. And then later on, it's the Pirates' Molly Goodwin sends it in front, and Ariana Crosby puts it in. That makes it 1-0 PCHS at the end of the third. And then here comes Crosby again. She's going to try and get a step on Abby DeRozier, but DeRozier kicks that one away. That would prove to be huge. Orono forces overtime, and they win it 2-1. All right, let's talk some Patriots quick here, where you're going to move on. The Pats hitting the road for Las Vegas with a matchup against Josh McDaniels, and the Raiders waiting for them on Sunday. At 1-4, the Patriots are off to their worst start since the 2000 season. To make matters even worse, they've been outscored 72-3 over their last 2 games. In fact, it's been 69-0 bad guys since the score was tied 3-3 in Dallas. The Pats offense, which has been anemic, averaging a league worst 11 points a game, needs to find the end zone, and they know it just as much as we do.
Not an ideal situation for anybody, and as an offense, the goal is to play better and put up points. So we all have to do that, and got to practice that way and do things differently and figure out how to put up points.
All right, put up or shut up time. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Today's real estate market has changed dramatically.
It's changed in both buying and selling.
There are so many things to keep in mind.
Higher interest rates, property insurance issues, and higher prices.
That's why more than ever, it's important you choose an experienced team.
That's us. We want to help you sell well
and buy well. It's a professional experience from start
to sold.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow. The quickest turnaround in the business, the Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
Maine has the best shipbuilders in the world.
But to compete, we need reliable and affordable energy.
That's why we're voting no.
No on question 3.
It will cost Mainers billions and increase costs for families and businesses like Bath Iron Works.
Like Bath Iron Works. And the politicians, they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over. We'd never do our job without a plan.
Please vote no on question 3.
It's a bad idea for Maine.
Mom and Dad, you must be so proud.
We're proud of all of our children.
She has to say that.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, and for all you backyard cornhole pros, the real professionals are in town for a 2-day tournament hosted by Hollywood Casino. The Cross Insurance Center is the site for American Cornhole Organization's inaugural major tournament in Bangor. Organizers tell us that this event is part of a 40-event season for this type of tournament. Cornhole is a growing pastime, and officials hope to make Bangor an annual location that will bring throwers from all over the country.
It is competitive, and obviously, you put a lot of time and effort into it, so you want to win, but still it's a great group of people and fun, and so, it's that family environment for sure.
So if you're feeling lucky, you can walk in and join the fun yourself, or you can just go check out the free event running today and through the day tomorrow.
Definitely looks like a good time to be had there. Well, finally tonight, the Presque Isle Fire Department took the opportunity to engage with their community, especially kids, at a local bookstore this week in the hope that if they ever have to meet them at an active scene, those kids will know who is under all that gear. That's firefighter and paramedic Matthew Harris in the front there reading to some kiddos at a store called Neighborhood Books. Behind him are fellow firefighters Mike Morrow, Jordan White, and Captain Winston Reed, looking pretty happy there with that firefighter. Well, firefighter Harris shared a book about fire trucks with those kids, and the goal of the day was to take the opportunity to meet them when they aren't suited up and maybe look a little less intimidating to the kids. Captain Reed did show them what it looks like when they do have all their gear on, and that way, like we said, if they're ever at an active scene together, the kids will hopefully remember them. Definitely a very thoughtful way to interact and form relationships in the community. And a really good idea too, because obviously, God forbid you are at the scene of an active fire at your home, horribly stressful and traumatizing. And firefighters with all their gear on and that face mask and everything, I can see how a little kid would be, already scared and then maybe a little more scared. So important that they form those relationships beforehand. Maybe you take off the mask and it's like, oh, you read me a book last week.
Exactly.
Great.
It's great to know there's a smiling face behind all that gear.
Yeah.
And like you said, just that feeling of safety, knowing that, it may look intimidating, you may be in a scary situation, but these guys are there to help you. And
absolutely. And reading to kids also a great thing,
Exactly.
sharing books, sharing, the gift of literacy,
Yeah.
and, keeping them, kind of keeping them thinking about that as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Just kind of 2 ways to kind of engage with those kids there and help benefit them.
Absolutely. Of course, they read a book about fire trucks.
Yes, you
Because
have to.
What else would you pick?
Who doesn't love fire trucks?
Indeed. Alrighty, folks. Well, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at Fox 22 News, take care, and we hope you have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.